Hey coders, here's Sanchit Deshmukh and welcome to our coding channel MyWAY-Codezzz in English. In this React journey, today the topic that we are going to see that is handle events in React.js. So how you can achieve that? Let's try to figure it out by implementing an example. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Let me share my screen. So currently we are in the VS Code editor. To get started, how you can implement handle events in React.js. To get started with that, first of all, we have to create one wait plus React project. How you can create? Let me show you. So click on view or press Ctrl J. There you will get into the terminal. In the terminal, there you will find that we are in the currently React.js folder. So to get into the basic folder, you have to type cd basic and hit enter. Now to create the wait plus React project, type the command npm create wait @latest and hit enter. Now it will ask you the couple of questions. The first question, what will be the project name? Make sure that the naming convention is mandatory to be followed. The naming convention says that we can't use the uppercase. Only we have to use that is a lowercase and the camel case. So in this project we will use the camel case. Okay, as our topic is handle event in React. Whenever you type in a camel case, it will ask for the package name. So make it, if you want to change the name, you can change it. I will keep it default just by clicking enter. Okay, now which framework? React framework. Which language? JavaScript. Okay, now here our project is ready to go on. Okay, so our project is handle event in React.js. To get into our project, we have to follow these three commands. The first command says cd handle event in React.js and hit enter. Now officially we got enter into the handle event in React. So the next command that we have to follow, that is a npm install. Save it and paste it here. Now this npm installation will take much time, some almost 1 minute. I will write back. So with that, our npm installation is done successfully. It's time to run our project. So to do that, let me clear out the terminal. Now to run our project, type the command npm run and dev and hit enter. Okay, you will get the one URL that you on which our project is running. Okay, so just copy it, go to your browser and type it and paste it there. So there you would see that we are officially entered into the wait plus React project. Now it's time to play around this application. So to do that, we have to come to the VS Code editor. Once you came to the VS Code editor, in a handle event in React, go to the source folder. Okay, inside this source folder, directly I will start implementing whatever I want to do, that I will do in the app.js. So for that, I will clear out this app.jsx file and I will type RAFC and hit enter. We will not require this React, but okay, we can keep it as it is. Okay, save it. Now here I will not require this index.css. Okay, so I will just delete this, and also I don't want this app.css. I will delete this. Okay, go to the main.jsx, clear out this import index.css as it is no longer exist. Close this main.jsx. Now if you go to the web page, there you have find app is coming up there. Okay, so the next thing, how the handle event works. Okay, so onto the web page, let me open the console tab as well. I mean, it's inspect tool as well. So to achieve that, you can do control shift plus I, your inspect tool get open, or else you can achieve it by just right click, and there at the bottom you will get the inspect and you will get the inspect tool get open. Come to the console, and here we will do whatever we want that we want to implement in our application. Get here, let me clear this React, I don't want that. Okay, so app is here. Now it's time to see how the handle event works. So to do that, I will apply one button tag here, and inside that button tag I will right click me. Okay, and inside this button I will apply one on click event. Okay, on click event. Now this on click is nothing but it's a event, clicking event. There are a couple of types of event. If you follow my series in JavaScript, there the click event is given there. There so many types of event are there. Okay, so whenever we will click on this button, it will show one message. Okay, so that is nothing but it's a click event. Okay, so on click, inside this I will pass handle click event. So for this handle click event, I will create one function with this name, const handle click event equals to arrow function, and inside which I will mention console.log, but just type CLG and hit enter. There you will get the console.log, inside which I will pass the I will mention one message that it is a, or instead of it is a, I will click event works successfully. Okay, just save it. Now if you get onto the web page, when you will click on this button, it will give this message. Now let's try to figure it out, is it working or not. Go to the web page, and let me make it clear, and when you will click on this click me, there you have got one message named as click event works successful. So whenever you will click on this button, one click event comes up on the basis of this click event, which is a now how you can apply that on click event. For that you have to give the on click property. This on click property, whatever you will pass inside this, that will get printed inside the console. Now here I have passed one handle click event. Now this handle click event is a function inside which I have passed one message, and that same message is getting printed here in the inspect element. Okay, this is one way. Let's try to find out handle event in different ways as well. So let me comment this part. So to do that, let me do one thing here. Let me apply a comment tag here, and I will mention it's a handle click event. Okay. Now let's design one more app. Let's I will give the multiple comments. I will push this code into our GitHub repository that you will find, its link you will find in the description box below. So let's do one more thing. RAFCE. Here we don't want this. I will type app. No, only we will get the app here. Okay. Now inside this I will apply one input field. Okay, input field. Now in this input field I will take one placeholder property. There I will type something. Type something here. Type something here. Okay. Now if you come to the web page, there you have find type something here. Now if you type if you're typing something here, nothing will comes up on the console. So to achieve the handle event here, what I will do here, I will create one onChange property. OnChange property means whatever we will type inside the input field, that will get printed here into the inspect tool. Okay, so onChange property says let's say handle input field. Okay, just copy this input field, go on to the top of the project. Let me minimize this part. Okay. So here I will create one function by applying the one variable property. So that variable const handle input field equals to arrow function, inside we just pass CLG the message, anything the message that you want to give, pass it here, that you can give it here. So I will say input handled successfully. Okay, and inside which I will pass e.target.value. Now e.target.value, but E stands for what? E stands for event. So this same event you have to pass inside the function as well. Okay. Now here our function got ready. I mean our method got ready. This same method that we have called inside the onChange. Now here you will have a question, why this e.target.value? Because we are targeting that event. We are targeting that event by applying one value. Let me tell you. Now this is a input event, and inside this as this is an input field, we will type something here. That means we are targeting this input field by entering something value. So that's why it becomes e.target.value. Okay, let me clear it out. So just type here ASD. Now here you could see something message is getting printed, that what we have typed inside the console.log. Input handled successfully A. Now if we type MyWay, then you can see we have got the output. Input handle. At every event it is getting clicked. Whenever we are typing any single word as well, that is also getting printed. Like for example, let me clear out this. Okay, I will type yum, the yum got called. I will type y will get called. I will type w, the w will get called. I will type a will get called. I will type y, the y will get called. So this is how MyWay works. Okay, now whatever we have typed inside that input field, that got printed up here with one message, input handled successfully, with that same message that we have entered inside the input field MyWay. So this is how you can handle the input field as well whenever you are designing any of the web application. Okay, and inside that web application you are passing the one input field. So inside that input field you are targeting that input field. So whenever you are applying onChange property, and inside that onChange property you are applying any of the method, so there you have to pass e.target.value, because whenever there was an input field, so whenever there is an input field, for that input field you have to give the e.target.value, because you are targeting that input field. If it is a form, so to that form, like if it is a form and that form always gets submitted, right? That form got submitted, so to that submit that form you have to apply the onClick property. So this is how it works. Okay, let us see that as well. Okay, let me show you again same demo, my way. Now here you could see, yeah, my way, each and everything got printed one with message. So this is how exactly you can apply the handle event for input field. Okay, so let me comment out this part as well, just by doing the same thing. I will type one comment tag here and will mention input event handle. Okay, so multiple comments will follow. Okay. Just copy this, paste it inside this. Okay, save it. Okay, now let's see how the form event works. I mean, when we will apply the event handling on the form, how it works. Okay, to achieve that, first of all, we will do the same thing, RAFCE, and hit enter. Okay, now remove the React from here, and inside which you can pass the app. Okay, if we go on to the web page, there you will find the app is coming. Okay, now let's design one form and let's see how the form event handle works. Okay, let me remove this, and inside which I will pass the form tag. Inside the form tag I will pass one button with the message of submit, and as this button is a submit, so inside the button we have to pass the type as a submit. Okay, now the button is a submit button and its type is of submit. Now as this is a form, this form will get submit, so on this form we have to pass the onClick property. Okay, inside this onClick property we will write handle, okay, form handler. Okay, we will give it the name. Now for this form handler we will design one method, form handler equals to arrow function, inside which we will mention the message will be of form submitted successfully. Okay, now this form handle got in this form handler method we have passed one message. Now if you come to here, let me make it refresh. Okay, now when I will click on that submit button, let's see what it will do. I have clicked on submit, there you have got the message form submitted successfully, but suddenly it got disappeared. Why? That's a tricky question, because whenever you are clicking on this form, clicking on the form is the event, so you have to fire up that event. Okay, so clicking on form is the event, that means the event is getting fired up. Okay, so I have passed the event here, and this event will require one method name as prevent default. Okay, sorry, prevent default. Now this prevent default is exactly for what it does. Prevent default, exactly what it does, when you click the event, when the event got fired up, this prevent default will go into the straight way to its destination instead of going here and there. Let me tell you in a brief, this I will explain you this code. As this is a form, okay, whenever you are clicking on that form, that is their event is getting fired up, that this event. Okay, after that event, the event is calling prevent default, correct? Now let's get back to the form. You are clicking on that form, that means you are clicking on that submit button. Now when you click on that submit button, that submit button should get clicked to its own path, to its destination. For example, if you're designing a Twitter application, and if you want to do some tweet, you have write the tweet, then you have click on post. After clicking on post, that tweet got posted successfully. That means just after clicking on that post button, that post got tweeted. Instead of going somewhere, it suddenly, that tweet got posted. That's the same thing. Let's take another example of a login form. You are submitting one login form. You have filled that login form. You have clicked on submit button. That form got logged in. Instead of getting sign up or here and there, it only got login up. That means it remains on the same path. So so that form should remain on the same path. From that we will use the e.prevent default. Okay. Now here is a form. Form clicking is an event. Event is getting fired up. That event is calling prevent default. Prevent default for what? To remain it onto the same path. Once the event have called the prevent default method, then after that one message will got printed. Form submitted successfully. Okay. Then after that, if you go to the web page and refresh this, and when you will try to click on submit button, okay, when you will try to click on submit button, let me close out the thought link. So when you will click on this submit button, you will get one message, form submitted successfully. Now this time it is not getting disappeared. It is staying on the same path to its destination. Instead of going here and there, it is staying on the same path to its destination, just like a login form. You have filled the form, you have clicked on submit button, it just only got logged in. Neither it is going to the sign up or somewhere. It is just remain up to the login. So this is how the handle event works on the form button. Now let me give you one better understanding, just for your information. Whenever you are handling the form, or you are doing the handle event on the input tag, there you have to pass the e.target.value, because there you are targeting that input field. So whenever you are doing the handle event for input field, then you have to mandatory to apply e.target.value. But when it comes to the form, on the form, when you are doing the handle event, there you have to do the e.prevent default. This is mandatory to be used. Okay. So this is how handle event works for button, for form event, input and form. Okay. So this is how the event handling works for button, input field and form field. For input, you have to mandatory to be applied e.target.value, because you are targeting the input field. So it is mandatory to use e.target.value when it comes to input field. When it comes to the form field, there you have to use e.prevent default. Okay. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe this channel. Don't forget to click on that red button, which is subscribe button, to get early updates. So until that time, bye. Take care.